But I think the biggest notice I found was the confidence that the boys had. Because I wouldn't say there was a necessarily an ability gap per se between my state school friends and my new friends at Eton. It was more my friends and peers at Eton had the sense of belief that any field they chose to go into, they could reach the top. Whereas a lot of my friends in my state school often had that doubt.
So where does that confidence come from? Because some people might say it's a sense of entitlement.
There is an entitlement, but the question is, how does that entitlement develop? It's a combination of two things. One is most private schools tend to generate better exam results. And ultimately, you need a set of good exam results to access the top Russell Group universities. But then secondly, on top of that, which is probably perhaps what Damien Hines' report is alluding to, is that at private schools, you build up your cultural capital. How to communicate, how to conduct yourself in an interview, how to participate in small chat in a sort of light, humoured way that perhaps doesn't get taught in state schools because there simply isn't time in a sort of state school curriculum.
Did you learn that then? Did you come away from Eton feeling more confident?
Yes, because at Eton, we had a tutor that we would meet once a week with 3 or 4 other boys, and we just talk about issues in the world, what was going on. And even in dinner tables, there'd be newspapers there.
That key session you had with a tutor once per week, that's something that maybe state schools couldn't do because maybe they don't have the money or the time.
I'd love state schools to offer that, but reality is, again, we know in the last 7 years, there's been a real term cuts in education. So therefore, actually, schools have got to decide what gets cut.
But you still loved going to Eton.
Oh, I loved it. You get a sense of feeling important because every day, Monday to Sunday, you're wearing your tailcoats during the day. It's like you're at a wedding full time.
Yeah.
Even terminology, like in the summer, you can either be a rower or a cricketer. If you're a rower, you're called a wet bob. And if you're a cricketer, you're called a dry bob. So again, all this sort of arcane terminology, which means that when you enter the elite professions where they do have arcane terminology, you don't feel intimidated as much. Whereas in a normal state school, a spade is called a spade.